real estate unfiltered.
there.
But it was something where I wrote it in a month, and
So you wrote an entire movie in
Yeah.
30 days.
Makes a full-length movie.
yeah.
Yeah. Go watch it tonight. It's really funny.
Yeah.
And actually, the cool thing about being from Louisville is you go, oh my God, that's JCC. That's the
Yeah.
Jewish Community Center.
Well, we went into Jewish Community Center because that was the site of the Derby Club.
Okay.
And we were scouting, and we said we want to film part of a tennis movie here, and they were like, our courts look horrible, and we were like, yeah, I know.
That's why.
That's what we wanted.
That's what we wanted. It's kind of the Bad News Bears.
We were
look.
going to film the other club's courts at the Louisville Boat Club. So that, that was all shot in Louisville.
It's shot in 2000,
This is what I can't remember. I think it was 2012 or
Same-
2011.
same year he bought the house.
Yeah,
There's a
because it opened
correlation.
in Woodstock in 2012.
Did it really?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
that's a whole nother story.
Well, do tell.
Tracy went. We drove down there. That was fun. Up there.
Drove to Woodstock.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's cool.
So how do you pitch a movie?
Well,
a screenplay. Is it different than a book?
Getting a movie made, in my opinion, is 10 times harder than selling a book. Gil Holland is a good friend of mine. He's real estate. He's produced 100 movies. He's got his own record label. He wanted to meet me once A White Wind Blue came out, my first book, and I wanted to meet him just because of his movies.
Right.
So I went down to the Green Building in Nulu, and the first time I met him, I've been there for 20 minutes, and we're talking. And I'm getting ready to get up to leave, and I said something about tennis. And he goes, "Oh, I love tennis." I go, "Do you?" Because I just wrote a tennis movie. He said, "Seriously, I want to read it." And I said, "I just happen to have it in my bag."
Ironically.
And he later told me, he goes, "That's what I liked right away about you." And then he called me that night and said, "I want to make it." I'm like, "Okay."
That is amazing.
And 3 months later, we're filming.
That's crazy. And you share with me the budget that you guys shot.
Yeah, it was like 250 grand.
250 grand.
Yeah.
That's like,
Which, when you're shooting a movie, like you watch Second Serve, it's not, you're not going to look at it and say it's multi-million-dollar big,
right.
It's a nice movie. It's well done. And, but when you're shooting an indie film, you have 3 takes basically on each scene, and you're moving on because you only have these actors for so long.
And you were just telling me that there is a limit to the number of lines that people can have.
Yeah, it went ultra low budget film. I mean, it's a real category in it. I don't remember all the rules, but there was only a certain amount of characters who can have speaking lines, and so there was a couple of characters who were in it who had 1 or 2 lines who we just had to cut.
Right. And that's, you were saying, because people try to work the system and get their SAG card through movies like this.
Yeah.
So that's a way to.
Right, because I had one guy drive up and ask me to write him into the movie, write him 1 line so he can get his SAG card. I don't know how.
And that, I guess you have to have so many speaking parts on camera or something like that.
I had another actor ask if we could do a scene with his shirt off. I said, no. Why would I do that?
So what is a SAG card?
The Screen Actors Guild. I don't know as far as the acting in that I would not even want to attempt to be.
It's the
to
Screen
climb
Actors
that ladder.
Guild.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like their union, right?
Yeah, and I guess you have to have a certain amount of speaking roles to. That whole part's.
And
a
I'm
little,
sure you're paid potentially
Yeah,
based
a
on
range, yeah.
There's probably a range. Like NBA rookies make X number of dollars.
And we had some, great actors come in from LA to do it for They did it
It's
for very
actually
cheap.
amazing to look at some of these names. I mean, Kevin Sussman from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's the comic book clerk.
Yeah.
On
Big
Bang.
Stewart, right? Is
Stewart.
it Stewart. Yeah.
Stewart.
Owns the comic book.
Yeah.
store.
Yeah, he and I talked on set for a long while on how neither one of us could sleep. Our sleep problems, and a great guy. He's very much in real life like he is on the
Is he really?
TV show.